Hello, everybody. I'm Ephraim225, and I have a guest for this Let's Play.
Hello everybody, this is Simon.
And we're going to be Let's Playing a game by a company that is about to die.
Sadly enough, or maybe not, because they kind of deserve it.
Yeah, and I'm not even kidding either. They only have like 152 million or something at this point. Anyways, this is Mega Man Network Transmission for the GameCube, and we are starting with a really cool animated cutscene, in my opinion. Yeah, obviously this is the ending to Battle Network 1, because that's where Network Transmission is taking place, right after this fight.
It took me a bit, but the life virus is actually pretty nicely depicted.
Also, they're using a Mega Cannon battle chip. You don't start the game with this, just saying.
Which is kind of too bad, because I heard that they are pretty good.
120 damage, and it's all instantaneous.
Not bad at all, indeed.
That's how it's able to break the aura, in fact.
You know, I also know for a fact that you do not start the game with the charge shot.
That's true, too.
Hey, we can't have things go too easy, right?
Of course not. You can't start with all the good stuff. You have to earn it.
Yes. This is definitely a game where you have power-ups aplenty lying around for you to take and feel good about yourself.
And so, thanks to me and Mega Man, and definitely not all of those other NPCs that did stuff too.
Definitely.
The text is really weird in this game. Like, there's spaces between the words and the exclamation marks, as you can see.
And after all of the ellipses.
Yes, Lane forgot to do his homework again.
My, haven't we heard that one before?
Characteristic, at least.
He's also listening to pretty sweet music.
Yeah, the music in this
apparently.
game is really nice. But of course, we get emails.
Cool. More reading.
Yeah. Higsby sent us spam.
Great, thank you, Sale. Thank you for buying out my complete shop last time to finalize your
and listen to
100%
this.
collection.
The plot of this game involves
Zero virus!
the Zero Virus, yes!
So it's like the Mega Man X plot, so it's immediately retarded.
Yeah, but forget about that right now, because we got an email from Dex.
The undefeated.
I am the undefeated!
By us. And he's only undefeated by other people because he doesn't do shit.
Yes, that's true. Also, Mail can't keep track of her own NetNavi.
That's pretty sad. Guess Roll is not her twin sister, but it would still be kind of strange to not know where Mega Man is.
Well, Lan's been disconnected from Mega Man in the past. Well,
Yeah, but it always was a horrible accident.
this game is a horrible accident, so I guess that works.
Holy shit.
No.
Seem to have a high opinion of it.
No, I'm
Actually-
kidding. I like this game. I really do like it, but, you know,
Okay.
there are things wrong with it. We have things to talk about. Like, for instance, in this game, all of the action takes place from Lan's room, and I'm switching the controls right here. All of the action is from Lan's room. You don't go out and explore the real world or anything.
I do like that you can save anywhere, for the record. But I played this game myself, actually today for the first time, and I was immediately disappointed by the control scheme, because you cannot switch the main attack button away from the Buster, which is kind of a problem, as we're probably going to see as the gameplay starts.
Yes, anyways, you jack in by selecting where you want to go from the map screen. You don't explore anything, which I don't really like. But all of the action is online, and there's sort of a Metroidvania thing going on. Like, you have to go to wherever the boss happens to be, so that's...
It is you go ahead.
It's like ZX, only not as well done.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
in ZX it was horribly done, so I kind of see where this is going.
Yeah, and there's not, like, points where you can go off the beaten path and explore. But anyways, we have battle chips. For this first selection, they're going to force us to take all of the battle chips that we have selected right here, but after that, we're allowed to not select 5, and then the next time you open the custom window, there'll be more chips to pick from.
It does have a point, okay. To not select everyone.
Yeah. It's not like using the ADD button in Battle Network, though.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering why I shouldn't take all of them at once.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just demoing our attacks. We have jumping, we have sliding, we have buster shots, and we have battle chips. The buster does absolutely nothing. It only does 1 damage at the start of the game, and these Metors have 10 hit points, so yeah.
You can kind of compare that because the cannon does 40, how much less damage the buster does. It is completely and utterly useless as far as I have found, and it is a crying shame.
Yeah. That V-gun chip we used, as you saw, explodes in a V pattern, so it's good for taking out multiple enemies at once if the pattern is just right. And it does more damage than the cannon.
I did notice that they sometimes do actually want you to use it and use the level design to have a V-gun out. The big problem is that you cannot actually depend on the V-gun being there, so
Yeah, I think the chip selection is rigged on the first draw, and then after that it's random. There's only 20 kind of chips in your folder at any given point. And I do mean kinds of chips, because you can collect multiple copies of the same chip and stuff them all into your folder.
Yeah, so at the moment you have 4 V-gun chips?
Yeah, I think I have 4 V-guns, and you start with 10 cannons and can carry up to 30. Anyways, we had to pick up that passcode key item because there's a security queue blocking the way out for some reason. I'm also going to pick up this mystery data, even though it's green, which means it's going to be completely worthless. Although I do like the cannon chip. It's very good. It does instantaneous damage, and as we're going to see when I shoot at this Mentor, if you line it up right, the damage is instantaneous, but the Mentor swiftly dodged that one. They're getting good.
It pretty much does what the Buster should be doing, that is take out the trash.
So once we're past the cube... Oh, I got hit by the shockwave there. That wasn't fun. The way... you notice that the game will sometimes give me a battleship as a reward, but it'll sometimes give me money. Also, bunny viruses are annoying. But as you can see, I got the chip there. I think how it works is that if you defeat the enemy, the instant it comes on screen, then you get a chip. And if you get hit, once or twice, it's worth zenny.
So it does have a hidden busting level, like in the Battle Network series.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty nice and a good way to do it, I think. The problem I kind of have with enemies coming on screen is that they can really easily hit you instantaneously sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it is really good at surprising you with the game, which is not good.
Also, Mega Man warns us to avoid this area because we'll take a lot of damage, but as you can see, I blew them all up instantly. But I'm going to show that you can hang from ropes, like in the X games anyways.
X5, yeah, and it was a fantastic idea back then. I kid, it's not cool, but it does kind of work here, I guess.
Hanging from ropes is okay. It's not like this huge gameplay addition.
Yeah, I don't really know why, but they did it because it doesn't really offer anything. It's not like you can do any more with it.
Yeah, also, they forced you to go through the warp point the first time, but I'm going back to grab the mystery data. And take out, 4 enemies at once.
Nice. Didn't even notice that it had that big of an AoE.
So anyways, Den Area 2 for the real thing now. There's a bit of weird dialogue here. The block switch panels indicate the blocks without panels are incorrect routes from a programming standpoint. I do not get that line at all.
I just think he says, well, if the way is blocked like here, then you cannot progress, full stop, and bullshit explanation.
It's probably just a dumb translation. Anyways, to get past this wall here, you can actually pass it if you have the correct chip. You need the
What, really?
Yeah, you need a wrecking ball or a cannonball. But I did not draw either. You start with a wrecker, but I didn't draw it, so we're going to ignore that. And it's pretty dangerous back there anyways.
Oh, okay. Well, that's also something that I really do not like about the system here, because as we just saw, if you do not have the correct chip, well, then you have to wait quite a while, I guess?
Yeah, speaking of which, we're actually going to demo a lighter version of that. Like, here's a mystery data that you actually can't jump to. Your head will hit the ceiling and you'll fall down. But I waited a little while and got a dash attack, which is what we'll use to get the chip. I mean, the mystery data.
Great, and waiting a while can take up to a full minute here, because the custom gorge really doesn't fill all that quickly.
By the way, I just got the longsword chip. If anyone's familiar with Battle Network, you know what that means.
Oh yes, I won't spoil it.
Don't spoil it, no. Anyways, this Meteor, that's Meteor's a total troll, by the way. You see that Meteor shoots 3 shots, and you can actually get a chip attack of this that works a lot like it. That 3-way shot is supposed to be a throwback to the Meteors of old, which would shoot at you with guns rather than the shockwave that they use in Battle Network most of the time.
Yeah, very classic. As this is, of course, kind of a hybrid of the classic and the normal.
Yes, it's a rather nice mix between classic Mega Man and Battle Network, but they could have done better, a lot better.
Yeah, you know what I really like is that the weapon energy does regenerate. What I do not like is that you have at the same time a fixed limit on how many chips you can use. Yeah. I think it could have done with either of those two. It's kind of strange in my opinion.
We're also getting a backup chip here. This is pretty much an extra life, but instead of just being a single extra life, it increases how many extra lives you start with. I only had 1 extra life going into this part of the game, but now with that backup chip I have 2.
Oh, it does? Really strange. I only had 1, even though I got this chip. Which kind of bugged me too, because this game really likes instant death. You
would have had to die in order to, like, only have 1 even after getting the backup chip.
Yeah, I died.
Yeah. So here's Roll, finally. So what could have been the problem? Why can't she go through that warp point and get back to the... Even better, why can't she just jack out? You can jack out any time and be like right back in Lan's room, but...
Yeah, that's been kind of a point that the Battle Network series has been dancing around on tiptoes for many games past.
Yeah. Also, she gives us an item here. It's, you remember armor from Battle Network 1, right?
Yes, and I also remember that they distinctly did not change your color scheme, even though they really should. Fortunately, this game will do so.
Not.
Because that would have been just too much effort, really.
Yeah. So anyways, we get the heat armor there. It protects against fire damage, as you can plainly tell we're in a fire area now because the whole place is on fire.
Yep, kind of. It's also, in my experience, completely useless.
Yeah. In fact, you know what? There's very few elemental enemies, now that I think about it. Bosses in particular.
Yeah, there is exactly 1 fire element enemy in this entire section. If I remember correctly from playing it just now, which is kind of strange.
1 enemy and the boss, which we'll get to.
Yes, the boss.
So, this area is also actually a regular area in the game, except it's filled with lava. So when we return to it later, it'll not have any lava, and you'll be able to see what the area was originally like before Fireman flooded it.
Spoilers, it will look exactly the same as all the other areas we've passed through.
Yeah, you can see the ladder going down right there. It goes right to a jack-in point, actually. A little shortcut back here once you...
quick in explaining it.
Yeah.
And Jankies, also Mega Man 1 throwback.
You can also see that there's a mystery data down there, but it's too high to jump to. We need another chip.
Great, fantastic. That's always fun because you cannot depend on the chip selection.
Yeah. Well, you can select 1 battle chip that will always appear there. It's the regular chip from Battle Network.
Yes, but debuted in Battle Network 2, I think?
Yeah, but you need, obviously you need memory for it. You need, like, the memory ups. They give you more MB.
Yeah, we found 1 so far. How much does it give you? 10?
I want to say 2. I'll check.
2, okay.
So we have a spiky virus here. It dies rather quickly.
Yes, that was pretty quick, indeed. That's one that killed me at the start. It is also a reference to the hot dogs from Mega Man 2,
I think they're
the
called
fire pattern.
Frienders in Japan. Oh well.
Oh, well, that's
So yes, they have
very,
the
very
same
nice.
pattern as the hot dog enemies, and the reason the mini bomb killed them so quickly is because the bomb will actually create a little explosion that does 3 successive hits. 3 times 50 is 150.
Ah, okay.
That actually makes mini bomb one of those broken chips in the game, oddly enough.
Oh good, I have to re-put it in the folder because I thought it was completely useless as it was in the Battle Network games.
Well, aiming it was hard back in the day, and not so much here. So we completely skimmed over the area with a falling block so that you can use the repair chip to fix if you need to.
If you have the repair chip.
If you have it, yes. So a boss is coming up, and conveniently this is a good time to demonstrate not only elemental weaknesses, but program advances as well.
So how does that work?
Oh, well, obviously you have to select 3 chips in the correct order, and then you will get a single use of that program advance, but it's usually pretty powerful. Spoiler alert, Z-Cannon is the best one in the game.
What? The Z-Cannon? Seriously? Okay.
The Z-Cannon.
Why? How much damage does it do?
Save it for later. We have a boss fight.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So I have the bubbler chip equipped, and that does 50 damage normally, but it, since
it's a damage race, you could just win, but...
yeah, since Fireman is a fire boss, it does 100 damage, and the Life Sword did 200 damage, and Fireman has 400 hit points, so that was enough to completely obliterate him.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Can I just tell you how much of an asshole this boss is if you do not have these weapons?
Yes! I'm actually going to, like, do demonstrative videos of all of the bosses later.
Cool.
Yeah. Like, that was way too quick for you to actually get how hard this boss is for a beginner.
Yeah, he has exactly one attack, and that one is almost undodgeable. It is an absolutely horrible design, in my opinion, at least.
I think it's a horrible design, period, actually.
Yeah, especially for the first boss. It should really not be so hard. I mean, look at that. You got hit 2 times with a resistant armor, and you got half your health taken off.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So that's it for this video.
Looking forward to